Okay, let's talk qualities of triads. If you looked at part one of my video, we just talked about major triads, which I want you to be able to spot really quickly. Now we're going to learn how to adjust those major triads so you can find all the other qualities. There are four qualities. There's major, there's minor, there's diminished, and there's augmented. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to find all of these. Okay, so let's start with these right now. The major we've already spotted, C, E, G. E and G are both in the key of C, so we know that this one is major. Now, once you know that it's major, if you lower the third, that's how you get your minor chord. So a minor chord is just a major chord with a lowered third. That's all it is. Okay? A diminished triad, which also you can show with a little circle. Okay? A diminished triad is like a minor triad, but it also lowers the fifth. So if you notice, you have a diminished fifth on the outside. That's how we get the word diminished. Okay, but it's not just a diminished fifth and like a major third. It's going to lower, the third's got to be lowered as well. Okay? And then lastly, this one right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just raise the fifth. So it's a major third, and we're going to raise the fifth to an augmented fifth. What's that called? That's called an augmented chord. Okay, which is pretty obvious because we have an augmented fifth. So a diminished chord will have a diminished fifth, an augmented chord will have an augmented fifth. So now, you could probably find other combinations. Well, what if I do an augmented third and a perfect fifth? Then what is that? Well, those are different chords, but they're not in what we call diatonic harmony. Diatonic means you're kind of expecting to see them within a scale. They're within a key signature. Those other chords and other combinations, you can have them, and in a lot of 20th century music, we use a lot of those, but those would be called non-diatonic chords, okay? They're going outside of the key signature. So these are what you find within a key signature, okay? So now, let's go ahead and just pick a few random ones. Let me pick up another chord. All right, here I have four examples here. You're gonna get really good at these once you start just writing a bunch of them, and we'll have some worksheets available and you can go through those, and the more you practice, the more you're gonna get these. I'm gonna show you right now how I want you to think of these. Okay, so the first thing I see is that the root of the chord is gonna be an F. So this is gonna be some flavor of an F chord, okay? So what kind is it gonna be? Well, my brain is expecting an F chord because I learned all my majors in part one. It should be F, A, C. But I notice I have a lowered third and a lowered fifth. The lowered third makes it minor, but what does that do? It makes it diminished. So that would be an F diminished chord. You could also write dim as well. Both answers would work, okay? Let's take a look at this. This is gonna be some kind, actually also, get in the habit of doing this. For minor and diminished, write it with a lowercase. It's not wrong, but generally speaking, we start to write lower cases for diminished and for minors. So look at this one, D. Now it's going to be capital or lowercase, I don't know, because I haven't figured it out yet. Now I know that D major is D, F sharp, A, because I memorized it. But if I didn't memorize it, I also know that in the key of D, I should see an F sharp, and I should see an A natural. The key of D has two sharps, C and F, or F and C. Well, I don't have my F sharp, so my third is lowered. A is what I think it should be, so it's really just a lowered third. So it's really a D minor. So I'm gonna write a lowercase d and the M. It also helps because if your M's, if you don't make a big difference between, mountain peaks or seagulls, and you don't know if it looks like a major M or a capital M or a lowercase m, that'll really help. It doesn't really help you a lot on C, but on some of the other letters, it'll help you, okay? Let's look at this one. So that's off of A, so that's going to be some flavor of A, but I don't know which one yet. A, C sharp, well I do expect to see a C sharp at A, so that's going to be some kind of a major or an augmented. I expect to see an E natural, but I see an E sharp. Okay, so that looks like a major chord, but with a raised fifth. So that's my A augmented, or you can write a plus, so however you want to write it. And lastly, there's that dastardly B right there. So I know that's going to be some flavor of B, okay? So let's take a look at it. B, in the key of B, F, C, G, D, A. I should expect 5 sharps. D, well, he should be sharp. He's not. He's lowered. So I know he's going to be some kind of a lowercase b, okay? And then I'm gonna take a look at the F up there. Well, that should be F sharp, and it's not, it's low. So the third is low and the fifth is low. If the third and fifth are low, that's a diminished chord, okay? So I have a study sheet available for this, so find that at themaxtutorials.com. Look at the study sheet, and then just do some practice problems, and I'll work them out with you. And then once you look through the practice problems, that should really help you to understand your triads. Go for it.